Have you ever met someone who walks into a room and suddenly the energy changes? They don't even say a word, but everyone notices them. What if I told you that you could become that person, not by magic, not by luck, but by improving your personality just 1% every single day? A positive attitude is the foundation of a strong and attractive personality. It's the energy that shapes how people see you, how you see yourself, and how you face the world. Every day brings challenges, some small, some unexpected, and some that truly test your patience. But your attitude determines whether those challenges break you or build you. Having a positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to see opportunities even in difficulties, to smile even when things don't go as planned, and to keep believing that something good can come out of every situation. When you wake up each morning, your first thoughts set the tone for your entire day. If you wake up complaining or comparing yourself to others, your day will naturally feel heavier. But if you wake up with gratitude, simply saying to yourself, I'm thankful for another chance to grow today, that single thought changes your mindset. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. You start to notice good things around you, the people who support you, the lessons you're learning, the small victories you often overlook. A person with a positive attitude becomes magnetic. Others feel comfortable, inspired, and safe around them. Imagine being the kind of person who lifts the energy of a room just by walking in. Not because of money, looks, or fame, but because of your genuine optimism. Positivity spreads. When you smile, others feel encouraged to smile too. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, people begin to trust your leadership and your calmness. You become someone who doesn't just face life, but shapes it. Developing a positive attitude is a daily practice. It's not something that happens overnight. You have to train your mind the same way you train your body. Start by watching your thoughts. Notice how often you complain, criticize, or doubt. Then gently shift those thoughts. Replace I can't with I'll try. Replace this is too hard with this is a chance to grow. Read uplifting books. Listen to motivational talks, and surround yourself with people who inspire you rather than drain your energy. Another powerful way to build a positive attitude is through gratitude. Take a few minutes each day to remind yourself of what you already have: your health, your abilities, your family, your dreams. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into blessings and helps you stay grounded even during tough times. It reminds you that no matter how dark things seem, there's always something to be thankful for. Remember, life doesn't become easier when you're positive. You become stronger. Your mindset becomes your power. The world responds to the energy you give out. If you radiate positivity, confidence, and hope, you'll attract better opportunities, better people, and better days. A positive attitude is not just a part of your personality, it defines it. It's the invisible crown you wear that makes you stand out even in silence. So, every morning, choose your attitude like you choose your clothes. Choose to smile. Choose to believe. Choose to keep going. Because when you carry positivity within, it reflects in everything you do, your words, your walk, your work, and your world. Confidence is the heartbeat of a powerful personality. It's not about being the loudest in the room or pretending to know everything. It's about trusting yourself, even when no one else does. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to prove, it simply is. It's the calm belief that no matter what situation arises, you'll handle it with strength, grace, and self-respect. Confidence doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you feel the fear but move forward anyway, because deep down, you know you're capable of more than your doubts tell you. When you walk with confidence, people notice. They see it in the way you stand, in your tone, in your eyes. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. Arrogance is loud and insecure, but confidence is humble and steady. You can sense it in someone who knows who they are, what they value, and where they're going. Confidence begins when you stop comparing your journey to others. It's about accepting that you are unique, your story, your path, your timing. The moment you realize that your worth is not defined by others' opinions, you become unstoppable. Every confident person you admire once struggled with self-doubt. They weren't born fearless. They built their confidence through experiences, failures, and persistence. Every time you try something new, every time you speak up when your voice trembles, every time you stand tall after a setback, you're strengthening that invisible muscle called confidence. The key is to take small steps daily. Confidence grows when you keep promises to yourself, when you say you'll do something and then actually do it. Whether it's waking up early, finishing a task, or simply showing up, even when you don't feel ready, each act of discipline tells your mind, I can trust myself. Your inner voice plays a huge role in shaping your confidence. The way you talk to yourself matters more than what anyone else says. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, your mind starts to believe it. But when you replace those thoughts with, I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm capable, something shifts inside you. Confidence is not the absence of flaws, it's the acceptance of them. It's standing in front of the mirror, seeing your imperfections, and still saying, I am enough. Confidence also reflects in how you carry yourself physically. Your posture, your expression, your gestures, they all speak before you even open your mouth. When you walk with your head held high and your shoulders back, you send a message to the world and to your own mind that you are ready and capable. Dressing neatly and taking care of your appearance is another powerful form of self-respect. When you feel good about how you present yourself, your mind aligns with that feeling. But remember, real confidence isn't about looking perfect. It's about being real. It's about walking into a room and not needing to be better than anyone else, just better than the person you were yesterday. It's about having the courage to admit when you're wrong, the humility to learn, and the strength to stand by your values even when it's hard. Confident people don't try to impress, they express. They don't chase validation, they create it within themselves. If you want to build confidence, start by facing small fears every day. Speak up in class, share your ideas, learn something new, talk to people, and embrace discomfort. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. Each time you do something that scares you a little, your confidence expands a lot. You begin to realize that most limitations exist only in your mind. Confidence is not built in a day, it's built daily. It's the result of self-belief, self-discipline, and self-acceptance. The more you trust yourself, the more others will trust you. And the truth is, when you believe in yourself, you don't need anyone's permission to shine. You walk into life not as someone waiting for approval, but as someone who already knows they deserve to be here. That belief, that quiet certainty, is what makes your personality unforgettable. Good communication is one of the most powerful qualities that can transform your entire personality. It's the bridge that connects your mind to the world around you. No matter how talented, intelligent, or skilled you are, if you cannot express yourself clearly and confidently, the world may never truly see your worth. Communication is not just about speaking, it's about connecting. It's the art of making others feel heard, understood, and valued. Every word you speak, every tone you use, and every gesture you make becomes part of the message you send to others. To improve your personality through communication, the first step is to listen. Truly listen. Most people listen to reply, but to understand. But great communicators listen with presence and patience. When you listen carefully, you learn what people need, what they feel, and what matters to them. Listening is respect in action. It shows others that their thoughts have value, and that simple act can deepen trust more than 1,000 fancy words ever could. Speaking effectively comes next. The power of your voice lies not in how loud it is, but in how clear, kind, and meaningful your words are. Choose your words wisely. Speak from your heart, but filter through your mind. When you talk, maintain eye contact, use a calm tone, and express your thoughts with confidence. Avoid using harsh or negative language. It doesn't show strength, it shows weakness of control. A person who can stay composed and polite, even during disagreements, earns instant respect. Your body language is another silent communicator that speaks louder than words. The way you stand, the way you gesture, the way you move your hands or make eye contact, all of it tells people who you are before you even say a single word. A warm smile can make someone comfortable. A firm handshake can create trust. Crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting nervously can make you seem closed off or unsure. So train your body to reflect openness, confidence, and kindness. Good communication is also about understanding emotions, both yours and others. When you're aware of your feelings, you can express them clearly without letting anger or frustration control you. When you're aware of others' emotions, you learn when to speak and when to stay silent. That balance is what makes someone emotionally intelligent. And emotional intelligence is the soul of good communication. Another vital aspect is the tone of your speech. Your tone can either build bridges or burn them. You could say the same sentence in two different ways and get two completely different reactions. For example, "Can you help me?" said kindly invites cooperation, but the same word said harshly can sound like a command. So, always be mindful of how you say things, not just what you say. Confidence in communication comes with practice. Start conversations even when you feel shy. Ask questions, share ideas, and express appreciation when someone says something meaningful. The more you engage with people, the more comfortable you'll become. Reading books, watching great speakers, and observing how they pause, smile, and emphasize certain words can also help you refine your communication style. But remember, good communication is not about speaking all the time. Sometimes silence is more powerful than speech. Knowing when to pause, when to listen, and when to let your words sink in gives your message greater impact. People remember not just what you said, but how you made them feel. In personal and professional life, communication shapes your identity. It can open doors, build relationships, and turn strangers into friends. When you speak with honesty and clarity, people sense it. They trust you, they respect you, and they want to be around you. Every great leader, teacher, and achiever mastered the art of communication not to dominate others, but to inspire them. So, if you want to improve your personality every day, start by improving how you communicate. Speak with purpose, listen with compassion, and express yourself with authenticity. Let your words heal, not hurt. Let your voice motivate, not manipulate. And let your presence make others feel that they matter. Because in the end, good communication is not just about being heard. It's about making a difference in the hearts of others through your words and your attitude. Body language is the silent language of the soul. Before you even speak a word, your body has already started communicating. The way you walk, sit, move your hands, hold your shoulders, or even raise your eyebrows tells a story about who you are. People form an impression of you within seconds of meeting you, not based on what you say, but on what your body says about you. That's why mastering your body language is one of the most powerful ways to improve your personality. It's not about pretending or performing, it's about aligning your inner confidence with your outer presence. When you walk into a room, your posture speaks first. If you walk with your head held high, shoulders back, and a calm but steady pace, you immediately project confidence and self-assurance. But when you walk with your head down, eyes on the floor, and shoulders slouched, you give off signals of insecurity and low energy. Your posture doesn't just affect how others see you, it affects how you feel about yourself. Studies show that standing tall and maintaining an open posture can actually boost your mood and confidence. So even if you're nervous, stand tall, take a deep breath, and let your body remind your mind that you are capable. Eye contact is another powerful form of body language. It's the bridge of trust between two people. When you maintain good eye contact, it shows honesty, interest, and confidence. Avoiding eye contact can make you seem unsure or distracted, while staring too intensely can make others uncomfortable. The key is balance. Look into people's eyes when you talk, and when they talk to you, but allow natural pauses. Eye contact tells the other person, I see you, and what you're saying matters to me. It builds connection without a single word being spoken. Your smile is perhaps the most universal signal of warmth and positivity. A genuine smile can instantly break barriers, ease tension, and make people feel comfortable around you. It's not about forcing a fake grin, it's about letting kindness and positivity reflect through your face. When you smile genuinely, your eyes also light up. That's when it feels real. People are drawn to those who make them feel good, and a sincere smile does exactly that. Gestures are another part of your body's communication. The way you use your hands when you speak can add energy, clarity, and emotion to your words. Controlled, natural gestures make you seem passionate and expressive, But exaggerated or restless movements can distract people or make you appear nervous. When you speak, let your gestures flow naturally from what you feel. Open palms show honesty, a gentle nod shows understanding, and leaning slightly forward shows attentiveness. But remember, overdoing it can have the opposite effect. The beauty of body language lies in balance. Your facial expressions are mirrors of your emotions. If you're talking about something exciting, your face should show excitement. If you're discussing something serious, your expression should reflect that. This alignment between words and expressions makes your communication believable and sincere. People can sense when your face and your words don't match. It creates doubt and confusion. So, always let your expressions reflect your true emotions. Authenticity is far more powerful than perfection. The way you use your space also tells a lot about your personality. People who are confident and comfortable tend to take up space naturally. They don't shrink or hide. If you're sitting in a chair, sit upright, not curled into yourself. If you're standing, plant your feet firmly and evenly. It shows stability. Avoid fidgeting, crossing your arms tightly, or playing with your hands. These are small signs of nervousness or defensiveness. Relaxed, open gestures tell others that you're approachable, grounded, and in control. Your voice, though technically part of communication, is deeply connected to body language. The tone, pace, and rhythm of your speech can either build connection or create distance. A steady, calm voice conveys maturity and confidence, while a shaky or rushed tone can reveal anxiety. The secret is to breathe deeply, slow down your speech slightly, and let your voice carry both warmth and strength. The way you use your body and voice together can make you far more impactful than words alone ever could. Mastering body language also means becoming aware of others. Learn to read the signals around you. When someone is uncomfortable, when they're interested, or when they're disengaged. This awareness helps you adjust your own approach and build stronger connections. For example, if someone crosses their arms or steps back, they may need more space or time to open up. If they lean in or mirror your movements, it often means they're comfortable and engaged. The most powerful body language is the one that comes from inner confidence. You can't fake energy, people can sense it. When you feel secure, your body naturally mirrors that calm assurance. So, work on your inner mindset as much as your outer gestures. The more positive and confident you feel inside, the more magnetic your presence becomes on the outside. In the end, your body language is not just a reflection of your personality, it's an amplifier of it. It can make your words more persuasive, your presence more memorable, and your relationships more genuine. Every gesture, every smile, every movement can either push people away or pull them closer. So, be mindful of what your body is saying to the world. Let it speak of confidence, kindness, and authenticity, because when your body and your soul move in harmony, you don't just communicate, you inspire. Continuous learning is the fuel that keeps your personality alive, growing, and evolving. The moment you stop learning, you stop progressing. Life itself is a classroom, and every experience, every person, and every challenge has something to teach you. If only you are willing to listen and observe. A person who constantly learns never becomes dull or stagnant. They remain curious, adaptable, and wise. Continuous learning is not just about reading books or gaining formal education. It's about keeping your mind open, your heart humble, and your attitude hungry for improvement. In today's world, everything is changing faster than ever before. Technology, communication, culture, even human behavior. The skills that make you successful today may not be enough tomorrow. That's why people who make learning a daily habit stay ahead. They don't wait for knowledge to find them. They actively search for it. They ask questions, explore new ideas, and are not afraid to make mistakes. Because they know mistakes are simply lessons in disguise. Every mistake, every failure carries a hidden message for those willing to learn. The wisest people are not those who never fail, but those who never stop learning from failure. Learning also shapes how you think and how you see the world. When you expose yourself to new ideas, cultures, and perspectives, your mind expands. You become more open-minded, empathetic, and understanding. You stop judging people quickly because you realize everyone is shaped by different experiences. This shift in mindset doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you kinder and more emotionally intelligent. A person who keeps learning develops a calm and mature personality because they understand life from multiple angles. Continuous learning doesn't always mean studying in a formal setting. It can be as simple as reading 10 pages of a good book every day, listening to meaningful podcasts, watching educational videos, or having deep conversations with people who think differently from you. Every bit of knowledge you gather adds another layer of depth to your personality. When you learn, you gain stories to tell, ideas to share, and wisdom to express, all of which make you more interesting and confident in any conversation. But continuous learning also requires humility. To learn, you must first accept that you don't know everything. Ego is the biggest enemy of growth. The moment you think you know it all, you stop learning. That's why great thinkers, leaders, and innovators always stay curious. They ask questions, even about things they already understand, because they know that learning never truly ends. Knowledge is infinite, and every new lesson adds another color to your life's canvas. The world around you is a living library. Every person you meet knows something you don't. Every challenge you face teaches you something you didn't know before. When you approach life with a learner's mindset, even the smallest situations become meaningful. Waiting in line teaches you patience. Failure teaches you resilience. Success teaches you gratitude. And loss teaches you value. The key is to keep your eyes and heart open. Continuous learning also builds confidence. When you invest time in improving your skills and understanding, you naturally feel more capable. You can speak with more clarity, make better decisions, and adapt quickly to change. This kind of confidence doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from preparation. It's the quiet assurance that you've done the work to grow. It's knowing that even if you don't have all the answers today, you can learn them tomorrow. That mindset makes you fearless. Incorporating learning into your daily life doesn't have to be complicated. Start by dedicating a small portion of your day to something that expands your mind. Read something new before you sleep. Ask meaningful questions during conversations, or try to learn one new skill every few months. Whether it's a language, a creative hobby, or a technical ability, the goal isn't perfection, The goal is progress. Each new thing you learn adds more value to who you are. Learning also strengthens your adaptability. Life will never go exactly as planned, and those who can adjust quickly to change are the ones who thrive. Continuous learners are flexible. They don't panic when things shift because they know how to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That skill, the ability to adapt, is one of the most powerful traits of a strong personality. Ultimately, continuous learning gives your life purpose. It keeps your mind young, your spirit curious, and your heart humble. It turns every day into an opportunity for growth. When you keep learning, you don't just collect information, you collect wisdom, experiences, and understanding that shape your entire character. A well-learned person doesn't need to boast. Their calm confidence, their thoughtful words, and their open attitude speak for them. So never stop learning. Be a student of life forever. Learn from books, from people, from nature, from your failures, and from your own reflections. Every new thing you discover adds a spark to your personality. And one day, you'll look back and realize that your growth didn't happen in a single big moment. It happened quietly, every day, each time you chose to learn something new instead of staying the same. Empathy is one of the deepest and most beautiful qualities a person can possess. It is the ability to understand and feel what someone else is going through, to see the world through their eyes, and to connect with their emotions in a genuine way. Empathy turns ordinary people into extraordinary human beings because it allows you to build real, meaningful connections. It teaches you that everyone you meet is fighting battles you may never see, and instead of judging or ignoring them, you choose to understand. Empathy isn't weakness. It's one of the greatest strengths you can have because it takes courage to feel deeply in a world that often teaches us to stay detached. When you truly practice empathy, you begin to communicate differently. You listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. You don't rush to speak or give advice. You take the time to really understand what someone feels. You notice the little things, the change in their tone, the sadness in their eyes, or the hesitation in their words. You become more patient, more gentle, and more compassionate. And when people feel that they are genuinely understood by you, they trust you, they open up to you, and they are drawn to your presence. Empathy builds bridges that words alone never can. Empathy also changes the way you respond to conflict. Instead of reacting with anger or ego, you start asking yourself, why is this person acting this way? What might they be feeling right now? This simple shift in thinking can completely transform relationships. You begin to realize that most people's harshness comes not from hatred, but from hurt. When you understand that, you respond with kindness instead of aggression. This doesn't mean you let people walk over you. It means you choose peace over pride. That calm strength makes your personality stand out as wise, composed, and emotionally intelligent. To cultivate empathy, you have to first become aware of your own emotions. When you understand what sadness, fear, happiness, or loneliness feels like within yourself, you can recognize those emotions in others. Self-awareness is the foundation of empathy. When you know how hard it is to be misunderstood, you naturally become more careful not to misunderstand others. When you've experienced pain, You don't want others to feel alone in theirs. Your own experiences become your guide to connect with people more deeply. Empathy also teaches humility. It reminds you that you don't always know everything about someone's story. You might see only a small part of their life, but not the struggles behind the scenes. When you practice empathy, you stop making assumptions. You stop labeling people based on their appearance, background, or mistakes. Instead, you begin to see the human behind the actions. Someone who, like you, wants to be loved, accepted, and understood. This shift in perception softens your heart and strengthens your character. In professional life, empathy is equally powerful. Leaders who understand their team members, teachers who listen to their students, and friends who support each other emotionally all create environments where people thrive. Empathy builds teamwork, trust, and loyalty. It makes people feel valued and respected. When you show empathy in your interactions, you don't just win arguments, you win hearts. People remember how you made them feel far longer than they remember what you said. Empathy also helps you grow emotionally. When you open yourself to understanding others, you develop patience, tolerance, and wisdom. You become less reactive and more thoughtful. You learn to respond instead of react. Life becomes more peaceful because you no longer take everything personally. You start seeing beyond your own perspective, and that gives you a broader, calmer view of life. It's as if empathy opens a window in your mind, letting in more light and clarity. Sometimes empathy means simply being there. You don't always have to fix someone's problems. Sometimes they just need someone to sit with them in silence and say, "I'm here." In a world where everyone is busy trying to be heard, being someone who listens is a rare gift. Your empathy can make someone feel seen, valued, and less alone, and that in itself can be life-changing. Practicing empathy doesn't mean you'll never get hurt. You might give your understanding to people who don't return it. But that's okay, because empathy is not a transaction. It's a reflection of your inner strength and humanity. It shows that you choose to stay kind even when the world is not. It means you rise above negativity and respond with grace instead of bitterness. Empathy makes your personality radiant. It adds depth to your words, warmth to your actions, and sincerity to your relationships. When you have empathy, you don't need to try hard to impress people. Your kindness naturally attracts them. People will remember you not for your looks or achievements, but for how you made them feel in moments when they needed understanding. In the end, empathy is not just about others, it's also about you. When you live with empathy, your heart feels lighter, your relationships stronger, and your life richer. You begin to realize that we are all connected, and that kindness is the true language of humanity. Every day, you have a choice to ignore others' feelings or to try to understand them. Choose understanding, because when you walk through life with empathy, you don't just become a better person, you make the world around you a little better too. Self-discipline is the invisible force that shapes every successful, respected, and strong personality. It is the quiet power behind every goal achieved and every dream turned into reality. Without self-discipline, talent remains unused, potential stays hidden, and motivation fades away with time. Self-discipline is not about being perfect or rigid. It is about staying committed to what truly matters, even when it's uncomfortable, difficult, or boring. It's the ability to say no to distractions, to control your impulses, and to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. The truth is, everyone wants success, growth, and respect, but not everyone is willing to put in the consistent effort required to earn it. That's where self-discipline separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. It's easy to make promises to others, but the real challenge is keeping the promises you make to yourself. Every time you tell yourself you'll wake up early, study, exercise, or work on your goals, and you actually follow through, you build inner strength. You start to trust yourself. And that self-trust becomes the foundation of confidence and character. Self-discipline teaches you control over your time, your habits, your emotions, and your reactions. It helps you take charge of your life instead of letting circumstances or moods decide how your day will go. When you are disciplined, you no longer live according to how you feel. You live according to your values and priorities. You become the kind of person who keeps moving forward even when motivation runs out. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline keeps it alive. It's what helps you get out of bed when you'd rather sleep, focus when you'd rather scroll, and stay calm when everything seems chaotic. Discipline isn't about living without joy or freedom. It's about creating structure so that you can actually enjoy life more deeply. Think of it as training your mind and body to serve your long-term happiness rather than your short-term comfort. For example, when you choose to study instead of wasting hours online, or when you choose to exercise instead of lying down all day, it might feel hard at first, but later it brings pride, peace, and progress. Self-discipline helps you trade instant pleasure for lasting fulfillment. Building discipline is a gradual process. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with small habits, waking up a little earlier, setting daily goals, organizing your workspace, or limiting negative habits. Each small act of control strengthens your willpower like a muscle. And just like muscles grow with consistent effort, your discipline grows when you practice it daily. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Eventually, discipline becomes your second nature, something you rely on without even thinking about it. Discipline also helps you master your emotions. Life will always bring stress, anger, and disappointment, but a disciplined mind doesn't let emotions take over. It knows how to pause before reacting, how to stay calm in the middle of chaos, and how to make decisions based on logic rather than impulse. This emotional control gives you a powerful edge in both personal and professional life. People respect those who can stay composed under pressure because it shows maturity and self-mastery. Time management is another powerful aspect of discipline. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. Self-disciplined people respect their time. They plan it, protect it, and use it wisely. They set priorities, avoid procrastination, and understand that every minute spent on distractions is a minute stolen from their dreams. They know that success is not built in a single day, but in small, consistent moments of effort stacked over time. Self-discipline also strengthens your relationships. When you are disciplined, you keep your word, you show up when you say you will, and you follow through on your promises. People begin to trust you because your actions match your words. You become reliable, dependable, and respected, qualities that form the foundation of every strong relationship. There will be days when your energy is low, when you feel discouraged, or when nothing seems to be working. Those are the days that test your discipline the most. And it's on those days that real growth happens. Every time you push through difficulty, instead of giving up, you become stronger than before. Discipline turns struggle into strength and pain into purpose. One of the biggest misconceptions about discipline is that it limits your freedom. In reality, discipline is what creates true freedom. When you are disciplined, you're not a slave to your impulses, fears, or laziness. You're in control. You choose your direction. You build habits that serve you rather than hurt you. Over time, you realize that discipline is not a cage. It's the key that unlocks your best version. Ultimately, self-discipline is what transforms dreams into reality. It turns potential into performance and ideas into achievements. It shapes your character, sharpens your focus, and strengthens your will. A disciplined person doesn't rely on luck. They create their own destiny through consistent effort. Every act of discipline brings you closer to the person you want to become. So, if you truly want to improve your personality, start with discipline. Keep the promises you make to yourself, even when no one is watching. Be the kind of person who acts, not just plans. Each time you choose discipline over comfort, you're not just achieving a goal, you're building a stronger, wiser, and more confident version of yourself. And that inner power will reflect in every area of your life, making your personality shine with quiet strength and unshakable determination.